country.
You enumerated the gains that have been made so far. But last year, the Labour Union asked Nigerian workers to celebrate with pomp and pageantry because it said, yes, it's basically the same thing you're saying again today, that, okay, there's a reason to celebrate, we have challenges, but we're overcoming them. But let's look at, if you're going to assess between last year and now, can you assess, maybe in a sentence or two, what are those gains that the worker can hold on to and say, this is the reason why I can hold my head high? Because last year, the Labour Union said, we're working to get the Nigerian workers to hold their head high. Is that done now?
Yeah, I mean, for the fact that we are out today, I mean, we can see that our heads are still up. I mean, definitely. I also know that if you take some private sector unions, where we have the process of collective bargaining, many unions have improved on their wages. You know, I mean, we don't dramatize this. It's only when we have things that are not resolved that will be on the road. I mean, through strike that will come out. There are gains that have been recorded. Those who have process of collective bargaining, I'm very sure also in some public sectors. Don't also forget that between now and last year, we had serious strike in the universities. It depends on how you look at it, but on the whole, I want to salute the academic staff union that in spite of the protracted nature of the strike, both the government and the ASU eventually resolved the crisis. And we have got improved funding for the university. Of course, the challenge is to make it sustainable. You know, what you can agree with me today that universities are no more under lock and key. Of course, we feel quite sad that polytechnics are still on strike, almost about 10 months. And we are going to use today's opportunity, you know, to intensify our intervention to make sure that government and the unions in this university, you know, have a quick resolution of this crisis. Nigeria cannot be part of the 20 leading economies when you know, polytechnics are meant to train technicians, you know, that will be able to drive the industries under lock and key for 10 months.
Let's take you up a little further on that, Mr. Aremu. Why is it that Labour has not taken over this matter for polytechnics and begin championing that cause, as much as we saw them do with the universities?
Chamberlain, we've taken it over. Both the two trade union centers, TUC and NLC, have actually intervened repeatedly. But don't forget that at the end of the day, it is the sector unions that have to agree, you know, with their respective rectors, you know, and government that are responsible for that. But today's give us more opportunity to re-echo that we must put an end to this. Because even when schools open, I mean, it's debatable, the quality of education service delivery. Is it when they are under lock and key? You know, so we're extremely quite agonizing over how to resolve this once and for all. But let me also quickly put it to you that one of the greatest challenge that we also have in recent time is the fact that Labour is also participating in the national conference. I mean, in a sense, you can say that we are happy in the sense that there is a gain in that respect because Labour has considerable delegates at this conference. Don't forget that the initial concept or conception of this conference was supposed to be conference of ethnic nationalities. I mean, we will have been excluded. But we want to thank President Jonathan for making it more inclusive to include the working people, you know, especially representatives from NLC and TUC. And we have added our voice. We have been part of the forces of moderation at this conference. While some people are looking at regions, religions, or all those divisive issues, we look at Nigeria because we are a pan-Nigerian organization.
What do you say to those who say that Labour doesn't seem to be fighting enough for issues that have to do with workers? They say, other than maybe few cases of wages, Labour is not fighting about workers' welfare, the treatment of workers. They say there are companies, including some foreign ones in this country, who don't treat workers right. And Labour seems to be perhaps looking the other way.
No, undoubtedly, Chairman, we can do more. Labour should be able to do more because luckily we are happy that we've won the right to organize. you know, to defend our workers. We've done the right for minimum standard. We have one of the most progressive labor laws in this country. So labor can actually do more to make sure we enforce this legislation. But you can also not deny that we've been on the road. Last year, we marked Precarious Day, declared by International Labour Organization in this country, which is, it is a day to fight against, you know, indecent work. Indecent work means that workers who are not protected, using child labor, not allow them to have union rights, you know, maltreating them. And we had matches in Lagos, you know, during which we actually even unionized some factory. We opened up some of the gates of the factories for workers to have their right enforced. But we can do more. But the greatest threat to even our struggle now is that there are some forces, I want to put it that way, within the national conference who want to erode the gains of the labor movement. There are those who are arguing, I guess they are not well informed, some delegates who are saying that labor should be removed from the exclusive list of the Constitution. You know the debate about...
If you can hear me, Mr. Aremu, just quickly, if I may come in with this question, what really is the stance of labor at this national conference?
Yeah, our stand at this conference is that we strongly believe and we support the vision of the president that the unity of Nigeria, you know, is non-negotiable. We are strongly for it. Our argument is that the challenge we have in Nigeria is about governance, not size of our country. And we strongly believe that it's misleading for anybody to say that Nigeria is too big to be managed. We may be big in relation to Benin Republic or Togo, but certainly we are small in relation to China. If China can be managed, 1.4 billion people, India, 1.2 billion people, then we should do what they are doing in that country, which is delivering a governance service for their people. EU is bigger, 500 billion people. America is bigger than Nigeria. So we are here to sustain unity of the country. But secondly, importantly, we intend to put labor issues on the agenda. And here we are going to defend the gains that we've made, the right to work, right to employment, and decent work too. I mean, you see, in fact, as a matter of fact, due to our pressure, the conference started with a sober reflection because it started on the eve of the immigration service recruitment, tragedy in which close to 90 applicants died, you know, and the president, you know, had to observe the 1 minute silence after our protest and push for it. We want to come out of this conference to make sure we strengthen our labor laws that never again can government agencies, you know, extort money from applicants and set bad standard, you know, for private employers. You know, we need to be part of a global practice.